Good morning, traders. Who's ready to get back to the trading action? You guys know it. I was green yesterday, was battling with these banks, was still green, just not a big day. Today, I'm looking for that big day. I hope you guys are also. Let's get to the action. It's live trading with Benzinga. Let everybody know right where you're at. It's the best community for trading out there. There's no one better. You know why? Because not only do we have education, we have a good time and a supporting community to back you up. Let's get after it. It's live trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
There you go, Robert, getting after it, man. And we'll see what happens. Like always, if you're trying to cover sometimes on the bid, just be careful. Sometimes you won't get hit. A lot of the times in pre-market, it's a little bit harder to get hit. But just mentioning that, Robert, like always, you make your shots and you call your moves. I like the short, I'll tell you that. And that's why it caught my attention really quickly. But let's get to the action. Let's go ahead. Let's get my man Ryan Faloona on here. How we doing, Ryan? We ready to get after it? It's another beautiful day.
We are. I missed hitting a parlay for like $300 by 19 yards from Matt Breida yesterday, so I'm just a tad salty. The parlay was just so choice.
You didn't hedge it, man?
Dude, what?
You didn't hedge it? You didn't hedge?
You mean live bet it during the game?
Yeah, man. That's what I always do.
By that time, bro, I was half asleep. Let's be honest. I was
that's
asleep
true.
so I could be here, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready for the day. Anyway, Ryan,
hedge that bet next time. I've told you about this. Take some money versus all the money.
So we should go over betting hedging strategies when we're not on the show here. And actually, now that I think about it, if there are other people interested in betting talk, maybe we should start a show like that. Just throwing it out there. Anyway, yes, I am absolutely ready for today. Hoping for a better day today. Excited as always. Blessed that we're actually able to do all of this. So go through your list. I got a couple of things that I want to mention, and we'll get ready for the open here in about 15 minutes.
Well, I'm talking to Ozarks today, but I'm not talking the show out there, guys. I know that very popular show there on Netflix. We'll see what happens. The Bank of Ozark was short yesterday. Really nice trade there on Ozark. Ozark was actually the top return yesterday because it just kept dropping and dropping. But we'll see what happens today. Going to take a look at like some bank action, JPM, KRE.
Mitch, I'll be back. I'll be back in a few minutes. I got to handle something.
You got it, Ryan. I got you, man. Like always. We'll see what happens here. Going to see what happens with the banks. But let's go to, of course, we have our great guy, Gil here, Trade the Pool, bringing in the hot stocks of the day. And I like this. This is pretty interesting because I always like to look at where the action is. There's nothing better than knowing where the action is. Meta, Tesla, Nvidia. Let's get to those. Let's see a look at these and where the levels are setting up here. So Meta, let's go there first. The first thing I always like to look at is either a daily chart or an hourly chart. Let's start with a daily and then work our way to the hourly. What do we see here? We see attempted runs. This seems like, right? We saw a kind of reversal action from this drop, and then now we've been holding this pullback. So one thing that I would draw, and I can see this automatically, it's not where the wicks are, but where the closes are. I like to draw this right here and just say, hey, if we go back below this line, that's when I got to start being careful. That's when Meta could break down. But as long as we can hold that, then you can draw the top trend line. And that's going to be from the top action here down towards where you see these wick action. And you can make this a little bit smaller since it's getting tighter here. We're definitely getting to the point where it's either break to the upside or break to the downside. And I think these are important levels to kind of keep watch now. Now I would be looking to the left, right? And now I want to go to the hourly and see where my resistance is and where my support is. So I'm showing you guys exactly how I draw stocks in the pre-market, right? And I think this is very important to kind of do. So we'll take a look here. Let me go ahead and make it auto here and zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this a little bit. Let's go to the hourly chart again here. There we go. Now we can start seeing this a little bit better. I could even go back a little bit more in time. Let's go back 3 months of data. So I'm pulling it back so I can start seeing to the left, right? Like what's been holding as resistance, what's been holding as support. So we can see over here, we finally got broken out to the upside, and that was around the 315 level. So that 315 level is going to be our top side resistance that I'm looking to see if we can get through. That's going to be an important level to get through. And then on the bottom side, it's going to be the 290 area. And these are longer term outlooks, right? So the reason why I always start longer term is that I want to work into the intraday action. So lately we've gotten a bounce, a pullback, a bounce, a pullback, a bounce. We could get another pullback here. So let's go into a shorter time frame now. Let's go into the intraday and see a little bit more of what we're seeing here in the pre-market. What we've seen here is attempts here to wash out to the downside, and then out of nowhere we started pushing to the upside, right? So right now I could see pullbacks into this level, but wouldn't want to see this break. So now I'm drawing more time frame trend lines in a shorter time frame and working on the 15. Now, if I wanted to, I could work a little bit even closer to the action. Now I'm in a 5-minute outlook. Definitely don't want to break in this 302 today. And where could we see it kind of fight? Well, you could see it fight around the 307 resistance. So at that point, I can draw resistance there. And now I have this completely drawn out for me. So a move back below 302s could look for the downside action. A move above 307, I could look for upside action towards the next resistance. We'll see what happens there on Meta. Let's keep it moving. Let's go to the next stock here. Let's go to Tesla. The Tesla Dragon, of course, it's been in a battle, and a little part of me is leaning short on Tesla as we've been battling up here. And I see a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern here that I want to keep a watch on. And to tell you the truth, we'll see what happens there. But right now, it seems like we can't get a hold above 252 level. Seems like that 252, 255 level keeps acting as resistance here. It's going to be a big level to watch for today to see if we make a move back there towards the 255 level and break above that. Or do we cut down below this 247, start working our way back here to the 240s? So it seems to me like it's in the middle. But overall, on the daily chart, it seems like it wants to lean to the downside here. We'll see what happens on Tesla. I don't see this as being the best time for Tesla, especially it's going to come to the point where the consumer is starting to slow down and not wanting to buy as many Teslas. I think you're going to start to see deliveries go down. And with that being said, Tesla could take a pullback. So I don't feel too confident about Tesla. We'll see what happens there. Let's go to one last one here, Nvidia, and I'll try to be quick here. And Ryan will be back in just a few minutes, guys. We'll see what happens here with Nvidia today. Biggest level on this is just see if it will hold 450s. It's been trying to get up there and get back to the 450s. It's just kind of like a whole dollar spot that I'm really kind of keeping a close watch. That's like right above here, right? And so can we get into that level and go back to the 480s? If we don't and we reject hard, I'm going to be looking to see if this goes all the way back down to 400. So you can see how this is stair-stepped higher. We got to be careful for elevator moves down on Nvidia. I think you could still stair-step higher, but that down move is going to be fast, guys. We'll see what happens there. Like always, you guys can check out the Trade the Pool hot stocks. They send out an email every single day, guys. So check it out. And definitely, if you guys haven't signed up, or at least try a free trial, check out Trade the Pool. Let's get after it. It's good to see you guys out there. The Liquid Gecko out there in the chat, and Julie in the chat. It's always good to see you guys out there. Smoke Tuna. I have signed up for my Trade the Pool, waiting for it to trade. That's what I love to hear. Hey, and Smoke Tuna, like we mentioned yesterday, if you have any questions on how to set up your Trade the Pool and have anything that you want to know about, reach out to me, reach out to Gil, and you can just reach out to the help. The email is in the description below. So if you guys just want to hit Gil directly, go ahead and do so. And it's good to see that, Smoke Tuna. And let me know, how it goes. If you want an accountability partner, I'm here for you. All right, let's keep going. Let's get into the action. Ryan will be with us shortly as we get into the SPY and other action. I'm going to keep going here. You guys throw up some stocks in the chat, and we'll take a look there. All right, what other ones do we got here? Good morning to you guys out there. All right, looking at the stocks mentioned in the chat, CL up $1. Yeah, Oil is an interesting outlook. It did take a really hard downturn yesterday. We could see a little bounce today. I'm looking for a green to red move on oil. I know that sounds interesting, but like, let's say if we look to see today, I'd look to see like a bounce. This is what oil likes to do a lot of the times, at least in my outlook. So it has a tendency of going back to hourly levels. So you see here on the 28th how we went down, but look at the very next, like towards the open, where did it go? Right and back towards that resistance. So the same thing here. It washes out through the support. Where does the first bounce go to? Where do these bounce go to? They're near this support that became resistance here. So the same thing I'm going to look for here. I'm going to look to the left and say, okay, where could we come back to that I could maybe get short? Well, 116.50s seems to make sense for me. So somewhere in that space, I'm going to look for XOM to come back up and then reject. Today, I'll be looking for it to go up and then back down. There's a reason why they call me Money Mitch. We'll see what happens. Did any news come out at half one? I'm a little confused on that statement there in the chat formula. Maybe you could rewrite it and we could take a look. Send a look for Trade the Pool. Of course, you can always look in the description below. I don't need to send a link, but I got you, of course. And just look in the description. It's right there for you guys where you can click on it. But I'll also throw it up in the chat, of course. There's no problem with that. All right, let's keep going. You on Twitter, Smoke Tuna? Yes, if you are, definitely give me an ad. Hit me up, guys. All right, Stock Pigeon just said I follow you, but I don't use this handle. Stock Pigeon, hit me up. It's good to see you guys out there. And like always, we can always start a community on Twitter. If you guys are interested in that, let me know in the chat. Put a 1 if you guys are willing to join a community on Twitter just for live trading here. I can go ahead and open up that Twitter community and then we can start collecting you guys in it. I would love to see you guys in that. But the big thing there is if you guys would like to join, throw a 1 in the chat if you're interested in that. All right, let's keep going, guys. We'll take a look. Stock Pigeon, you follow me already? Hey, love to hear it, man. And I hope that I can help because truly that's what I love about my Twitter. I try to only post up value things, not just waste people's time. But like always, you guys hit that 1 in the chat if you guys are willing to join it. Hey, I see that. You know what, guys? I'm going to open that up today. Love to always get feedback from you guys. And that's what it's all about, guys, because at the end of the day, I do this for you guys out there. It's not for Ryan and I. If it was for Ryan and I think Ryan and I would just trade in a room, just him and I, and just kind of bounce off of each other. Exactly what you guys see here. But of course, we do it live in front of you guys because we want you guys learning from our experiences. All right, let's get after it. Let's take a look at what else is being mentioned. Let's go to the smaller names and see if there's anything that stands out for me there. ALXO, of course, this had news this morning. Let's talk a little bit about this one. This is an oncology shares trading higher after the company released phase 2 data. And this was for gastric cancer. ALXO made a move there towards $11.50 from $6. So definitely going to be moving around all over the place. Let's look at the daily chart to see if this has spiked anytime in the past. And so I always do this because it's an interesting exercise. What type of spikes has it done in the past? It seems like it's been trying to collect a lot of volume around here, around, let's say, the $4.50s to $5 range. Now, of course, we're up there towards $8.65. So today it's going to be an interesting thing to kind of watch to see where the stock can pull back to and where it can find some buyers. So I would be looking at 50% retracement. We're going to use the fib tool here from Trade the Pool. We'll click the bottom of that range to the top of the range, right? And then we'll just take a look here. 50% puts us closer towards what? 780s. So I'm going to look for 780s between the 50 and the 61.8, which is the golden mean. If you guys don't know what the golden mean is in fibs, go ahead and look that up. You guys will learn a little bit more. The 50 is actually not part of the Fibonacci retracements. It's more your 23.6, 38.2, your 61.8. But I really like this sweet spot between the 50 and the 61.8 to see quick wicks and recoveries. So maybe a quick wick through towards like 750 and a recovery of that 8 today. We'll see what happens on this one. Smaller names, keep throwing them up in the chat. I'll take a look at these. I got no problem kind of going through these and seeing what I can catch on the smaller names. Of course, this isn't the biggest names up my alley, but I'm going to definitely take a look at it here. If you guys have anything you guys want to take a look at, throw it up in the chat. We'll go ahead and take a look. This SPRC, Don't know why this one's up, but I can take a look here and see that it's been battling here in the 360s. Can this get back above 4 or a crackdown of 320s? You got to be careful there. All right, let's keep going, guys. I see you guys in the chat talking to a bunch of different stocks, so keep throwing them up there. If you guys have any smaller name, definitely throw it up. Smash that like. Don't be a bot. I agree with that, Keith. Let's keep it going, guys, and definitely Sydney bringing some sunshine for us. It's always good to be with you guys out there. Money Mitch, can you please go over the rule of 3 quickly? I got you. I'll do it sometime later today. I'm sure I'll find one stock that kind of shows it. It's a really great strategy. It's something that I learned just from watching charts. And it's always about you guys testing these, right? When I give strategies, I want you guys to test them. I want you guys to ask questions. And I also want you guys to bring examples. So if you find anything of rule of 3 and you guys want to have a question on that, you guys can always reach out to my Twitter at MoneyMitchBZ. That will go ahead and give you what? I'll give you the ability to go ahead and just give me a question. Hey, Mitch, do you see the rule of 3 here? I have no problem talking about that. And we can make a collection of these charts where you guys are helping build the data on a strategy. Keep tagging me on Twitter. I'll make sure to add them and compile them up so that we can make a big, review on the rule of 3. What's a good strategy of making $1 million? Well, Jose, you let me know because I haven't made $1 million yet. So if you know one, I'll listen to you, my friend. We'll take a look at it. Julie wants to take a look at Peloton. Let's get after it. Let's take a look. Peloton, of course, recently had news with Lily. It's been trying to make a little bit of an up move here. It's been a little bit quiet and a little bit sneaky. So when trades are sneaky, they could go higher. You can see it here, how it's been kind of just been trying to come back to that spike. It's had its down moves here. So what I'll do is I'll go to the hourly chart to try to think, okay, where could we see resistance? Where could we see pullbacks? So you can see here, it definitely has had a trend line that it's been keeping, and we can even draw it from down here before the spike even happened. And you can see these wicks. So you got to be careful with these kind of wicks pulling back. But as long as we don't break this right now, we're not looking too bad there on Peloton. And then I'd look to making a horizontal line, right? A horizontal line at the prior resistance being around here at the 550s. I have it at 547 there, but you could round it up to 550s. It's not going to make too much of a difference. And that's going to be the point where we can start watching, right? We could see red to green moves going towards 510, but I wouldn't want to see it break 5 on a close. You can see a wick go to 5. I wouldn't want to see it close below 5. That could start the downward spiral. We'll see what happens there on Peloton. I'd also keep my eye on Lulu to see what happens on that one. You guys know I've been trying to short this one, but where is it going to go in the long run? Finally, it's starting to break down. Yesterday, I was able to make a gain on this, but let's see if this really starts to break down or make a move back above 390s. All right, let's keep going. Can you take a look at ADTX for you? I'll definitely take a look at ADTX. Let's take a look here. All right, ADTX coming back there towards 1189. Man, what happened to this monster? This thing isn't going anywhere. And you got to be careful with a name like this because one thing that I can clearly see is the volume drop off. You need volume. Yeah, that's what this needs. I'll just be honest. Knees attack. All right, let's keep going. Let's see what else is being mentioned in the chat. That was a reverse split. Oh, well. Yeah, just be careful out there, guys. Reverse splits are the scariest. Warby being mentioned by Becca. That's one that I have news on. Let's cover it here. So, of course, this was an interesting kind of upgrade, downgrade that I saw out there. I can go ahead and take a look at it, but let's just take a look at the price action. It's about to be 9:30, guys. Let's get after it, team. Be careful out there. I'm going to need to go get some orange juice soon, but no worries about that, guys. Let's look at a Warby Parker. It's definitely up there to 1447s. I'd be looking for pullbacks. This is a little bit of an expansion move. This stock does like to make a little bit of breakouts and then kind of do a little bit of flag action. So I would look to see if we can get some flag action on this. And on the daily, this looks like a cup and handle waiting to happen. I'd look for pullbacks now closer towards 1296 and 1290s for a kind of cup and handle pattern on the daily. But that's just the daily attempt that I could see. Why? Because I look to the left and I always look to start seeing are my support or resistance becoming support? And you can see right around here is going to be another important level for that pullback to see that hold for the cup and handle pattern. We'll see what happens there on Warby. All right, starting the day in the markets, just to start off, energy in the green here. Slightly, it was green. Now, consumer defensives, what's in the red right out the gates? Utilities, another push down. Be careful with those utility names. They got hit really hard yesterday. I'm looking for healthcare, maybe to keep going lower. We'll see what happens on those. Definitely seeing some red action to start the day. Technology, red to start the day. Not what you want to see. Apple was strong yesterday. Will the big tech names hold today, or will they let go? All right, let's get after it. Trade the pool, bringing up Tesla to start off here. I will take a look at Tesla to see what's going on there. Downside action to start the day. Money Mitch, you know it, might be coming after this thing. Look at the downside already. Looking for a little bit of a move back here to see if I could get short some Tesla. And that would be a move back above towards like 249s. I need this to get back up there to 249, maybe 250, and then get short. Don't want to get too short here early because it can easily just squeeze me out. Stocks S starting to make a little bit of a move here. If you guys have any names out there that are moving, let me know. That ALXO already pulling back here out the gates, holding around the 760 area. I talked about the 750s being an important level for that to hold. Now we're starting to get through the 50%. You can see how it slowed down there at the 50%. Now I wanted to make a wick attempt towards the 61.8. And then when it starts to close above 50%, that's when I can start paying attention to it. All right, looking around, guys. If you guys have anything, let me know. The Nas got to go. Concentrate on trading. Hey, the Nas, you can always just put us down a little bit in volume. I'm sure we could probably help you continue pushing forward. But if you have to go to your trading, by all means, go ahead and do it, right? You can always come back, the Nas, after you got in some green, and then come back into the chat and have some fun with us. Intel green day today. Let's find out, guys. I'm looking around. So if you guys see anything, let me know. You see already recovering towards that 8, and it went down there towards 765. So holding the 750 area right now is that ALXO. Looks like it's trying to recover towards 8 here. We'll see if it starts to get a move above 8. Lab U, looking around to see what's doing well. Palantir getting hit a little bit today. I think that could continue getting hit. Tesla kind of holding in there right now. Bank of America down already. IWM, it's kind of weak right now, but looking at the Qs here, Qs are trying to make a little bit of an uplift. Of course, keeping an eye on the bigger names to see how those are moving. Amazon trying to make a little bit of a lift here. Taking a look at the Qs to see what of the bigger names are in the green, what's in the red. Apple in the green, Microsoft in the red from the open, Google red, Amazon green, Nvidia slightly red. And it did do a move to 450. That seems to me like a little bit of a trap to the upside. So I might actually be looking to short Nvidia today if it can make one more attempt to 449 and fail. So I'll show you guys that on Nvidia. It did do a move here. It went right there towards that kind of 450 breakout. It went right towards 450.03. So now I wanted to attempt to go to 449 and fail and then come down. We'll see what happens there. So you can see here how this is acting a little bit as resistance as we get through that 449.40 level. Get up towards that, reject that, and then fail is what I'm looking to see. So failing the bullish pattern to the upside. This is a bullish pattern right now on the 1 minute. Let's see if it gets through that 449.40s and comes back down. A move above that could push it towards the 450s and above. Let's see what happens now. You see how it's wicking there? There's a reason why I'm trying to catch that wick. All right. And of course, I'm waiting for it to turn back around. Not now early, not front running it. Check the 4-hour chart. Yeah, we can do that. I don't have it set here, but let's do it. Let's set it up here. Time. Let's go hours. Let's go 4. Add the favorites. Move this up here with my hourly chart. Really don't like the 1 minute. I'm just going to go ahead and get it even out of that 1 minute because 1 minutes are dangerous for me. I've learned to try to avoid those 1 minute trades. All right, there's 449 trying to make that move above. So you can see how this is acting as resistance right now. Like everybody can clearly see that. Now the question is, will it reject this level or will it kind of get right back down? And you can see right there, boom, 450 try to attempt to break out, right? Let's see if it can hold and close above 450s. A close above that could be a bullish breakout. A close below this could be a trick for the bulls. Big part of me is also keeping an eye on Apple. Apple's getting strong here. That's where we can start getting strong. Apple's move that I really want to look for is a move above 174. And this just goes to show you, right? Nvidia, I'm feeling a little bit bearish, but Apple, I'm feeling a little bit bullish above 174. And we can take a look at that on the daily. If it could recover yesterday's high and start getting back up here, it could make a move here to 177, 178. We'll see what happens there. Ouch, what happened at the banks? Yeah, you guys know I've been talking about the banks. I don't even need to mention it. Been saying that this looks like disaster, and it already is. Look at Wall going lower. Remember, I talked about this one, guys, as being one of my favorites for the short action. And why? Because this one's far away on the daily, and this thing gapped to the downside today. So that's why I can't come after it right now. But, man, I'm looking for some downside action there. Look at JPM going lower today. Banks just taking a hit. FAZ looking like it's just starting to just push and push there to 2096. You guys know your boy Money Mitch all over this banking action. We'll see what happens there. XLE starting to come down there. I'm looking to see if oil can go and make a green to red move. Right now, it is green a little bit here on XOM. It is trying to get back up there to the 116. Let's go to that XOM that I drew out just a little while ago. Trying to see this come up towards like 116.50s and then reject. So let's see what happens there. If we can get that hourly move to the upside and then an hourly rejection. We'll see if we get it. Dun, dun, dun.
Sorry I'm late, Mitch.
No worries. We can always keep going, man. Like always, we got a lot to talk about.
That's right.
All right, so
I'm looking around.
SPRC, taking a look at this. It's pulling back here to the $6 spot, but has held $6 pretty well there. So I would like for this to make me an attempt to 580s and then recover back through 6. We'll see if that happens today. There's XOM pushing pretty strong there. What do you guys got out there? Intel breaking 36. VFS. Oh, I won't touch that with a 10-foot pole, but hey, to each his own, Zoe. All right, what you got? Boeing. Boeing, is that coming back into the green today? Let's see. Industrials are green. There's finally Boeing with a little bit of a pop up after really being crushed lately. Is this one that I can expect to hold? Not for too long, but I could expect it having a decent day, at least for the day. So I'm starting to see a lot of industrials making a leap to the upside. So at least right out the gates, industrials aren't doing too bad. Basic materials and industrials are leading. Consumer defensives also in the green slightly. What's big red? Cyclicals, communication, and healthcare. Financial services also big red. Are they hitting SoFi yet? Oh, yeah, they knocked down those SoFi traders. There goes that SoFi trade. All right, we'll see what else is being mentioned. Some people talking about on Femi. I was looking to short Femi yesterday towards the later part of the day. I didn't do it, but let's see how that would have worked out. Oh, oh man, I should have shorted the crap out of that thing yesterday at 4. So I was looking at this yesterday in the afternoon, and I was like, man, I feel like shorting this at 4. That would have been a killer trade. It's down to 3. I don't think this comes back, but that's just my personal opinion.
I'm looking at, I know that you penny players out there probably trading ICU. ICU looks like a curl off the VWAP, went about 10 cents. I'm going to stay away from that. I don't think ICU fits my trading profile, but nice job for those of you out there that are hitting it. Looks like you're getting a curl there. Don't be afraid to trim into this move here. There we go. Through the pre-market highs, 69 high print there.
I'm a little annoyed here. You guys literally just watched me hesitate there on Nvidia. I was just trying to get 449 versus 448s, but I'm trying to get short. Come on, 448, 449. Trying to get short Nvidia here, guys, but it just kind of washed on me really quickly, so I need pullbacks to get filled. All right, I'll put you up, Ryan. I'm gonna go get some orange juice right quick.
Yeah, sorry I was late. Do what you need to do. I'm still looking around
good.
here. I'm kind of running through the list here.
But I also got to pay attention to Nvidia. There goes Nvidia, man. Not gonna get the fill.
Here, let me get my here's my Benzinga Pro. There's my, let me get Pro fixed up here. I got this.
No worries.
No. You can
move back and forth.
You need to go back here
now. Yeah,
you need to go back here so I can do it. Boom. See, Mitch, we're learning. ICU seems to be the only trade of the day here. Oh, one thing that I wanted to mention here. Shout out to Smoke Tuna. One of the things that we're doing, I'm constantly reevaluating my process, what's going on and all of that. A lot of these trades I've been late to. So what I'm actually trying to do here is I'm making a little bit of an adjustment. In Pro, I took some suggestions from 13 regarding using some moving averages. In Trade the Pool here, I added some charts yesterday just to give me more an idea on some of the time frames, but I also added the 3-minute chart with the MACD in here. I know Smoke Tuna talks about this a lot. So what I'm going to try to do here is any of the setups or plays that you see that utilize this, I'm going to try and visualize this for the group. We'll see if this ends up working for me as well. So really appreciate the group sharing their secrets out there. By the way, GRTS, I know we talked about this one a couple of days ago. This pushing here to the highs, looks like we're actually challenging that high here at 184. So we'll see if we break above here. No position, as you can see here on grits for me, but this is one of the things that we're watching here today. Okay, let me go ahead and catch up with the chat here real quick. Short Nvidia, nice, Dave. And short Affirm. Okay. All right. We will watch both of those. Good luck on that Nvidia short. That's not worked for me. That's not what I typed in. I typed in Nvidia. Why are you giving me index? What the heck's going on? GRTS new highs, by the way, went up by 4 cents there. Yeah, Smoke Tuna, we'll see. I just appreciate how much you share with our group, as always. So we'll see if it makes a difference. I'm sure it's going to take some learning, but that's okay. Just kind of watching Nvidia right here. I'm interested in Dave's shorts. Dave looks like he's short right around the VWAP, which I really like. Excellent entry there. ALXO getting asked about here. So this one was actually on the list. I know I wasn't around to give my list this morning. I'm sorry. I actually had another meeting I had to go to. This one was definitely on the list. To me, with a stock like this, you have to wait for the bottom to be confirmed. I can't possibly guess at it. I'm not going to guess at the fallen knife. You can see it really, I know the VWAP, it moved through the VWAP during pre-market, really didn't provide any resistance to it. Maybe we do get a trade back up to that VWAP. Definitely possible, but I really need to see this bottom confirmed. This thing has been weak all day. Maybe we'll get that here. Maybe the 3-minute MACD will help us figure that out. But watching this one, no position, not in a hurry to buy it until it confirmed that there's actually an upside trade. I don't see that yet here. Smoke Tuna calling M Cull. That's not a ticker I recognize. Another penny stock here. This is coming off that VWAP there. So up 2 cents off that VWAP. Grits, by the way, GRTS back down to its VWAP here. ODD, this one was also on the list here from this morning. This really kind of sold off here. Didn't really give us any type of good entry there. Bouncing here now. Gil calling Rivian. Let's take a look at, oh man, Rivian, no bottom yet here. Let's see if this finds a bottom. Anyone got spots on Rivian for the group to look at? I don't have this charted. I can do it on my other screen here, though. Let me know if you got any key levels on Rivian. Think maybe we got one here at what, 22? I think there's probably one here at 22. Let me go ahead and add that on my pro chart here. That would be my next level here. We'll see if Rivian gets there. Born, you said the key level is 0 on Rivian. All right. It should find some support down there at 0. Let's take a look at BNOX, that from yesterday. Did you guys hit BNOX? This thing has really just chopped me up. Not been good for me. BNOX looks like it's moving through the VWAP there. VQS, big pull on that penny. Yeah, these names, these penny names, man, they just forget about it. I know ICCM had a day yesterday, but not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Tuna, are you trading BNOX? I know you're saying it could hold the VWAP, could push away from it. At this point now, it looks like it's really kind of running up to this, what is this, 408 level? It's like it stopped there in the after hours yesterday and has not gotten above that at any point here today. We'll see if we get above that. I've got 406 as the intraday high. Here you go. There you go, Jay. You know, I've seen these on the road. Born, I know you said they can't sell the cars. I've seen these on the road. I haven't seen a ton of them. I don't know how I feel about them. They kind of look like a toy to me. I'd want a little bit beefier of a truck person. I don't have a truck, so I guess take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, losing 33K per vehicle, not good. Not good. It does seem like a tough day so far today, Gil. We shall see if that turns around here. All I see on the moving average scanner, beg your pardon, on my relative volume scanner on Pro. Let me see if I can get that up here. Add this. There we go. All I see on my moving relative volume scanner on Pro here is mostly just penny stocks. GRTS didn't take this one. CLNE, this was called by SS Trades, I think. CLNE, this is actually not bad. Don't really see a good entry here, though. You guys are saying Pixie is popping. I don't see Pixie on the scanner yet, but that doesn't mean it's not popping here. Now, I noticed OCEA, our good old friend OCEA was up this morning. Look at this. Gosh, just nasty trading on OCEA. Pixie here. I'd actually like for this to come back in. That 160 pop would be good, but I'm ready for an entry setup here. Born, looking at CVX. What are we seeing on Chevron? Oh, nice. This is kind of just trading with the oil chart, right? Yeah, looking over it. Oil really sold off yesterday. We'll see what happens here today. I would not say this is starting the curl yet. No, I would say that this is kind of just going sideways here. SS Trades, this could very easily fall out here. I'm not saying that you can't take a starter here. I'm not going to, though. I'm really going to dial things back in. SPRC, really want to see this recover the VWAP first. By the way, GRTS really kind of slowing down here, but holding this area. VWAP at 182 on GRTS. Yeah, we do have the jobs coming out at 10. We also had Bostic this morning giving us comments that really kind of driving the futures down. Oh, we seem to be rebounding from that at this point. GRTS coming back into its VWAP. Let's see if it holds here on GRTS. I got 180 in Trade the Pool as the VWAP, 182 in my broker. Looks like it touched 182 there. We'll see if we can actually get a bounce here. Maybe this is a decent try at taking a starter here.
Short Nvidia.
Okay, took a starter here in Trade the Pool on GRTS. Just 100 shares. If this starts to fall out, I'm just going to sell. 180 is the Trade the Pool VWAP. Probably just dump it and wait for a setup here. Hoping for a bounce off this VWAP level. If we get any type of strength, maybe we'll consider adding to it and then collecting gains as we pop through the highs. We'll see if we end up getting that. GRTS, big offer now at the VWAP level here.
All right, trying to get more short of Nvidia here. Let's see if I can get the ad. Should get an ad fill right now. I'll let you guys know. So I got a little bit of Nvidia here already. I'm trying to add here.
Netflix pop raising prices. Nice call in the chat there. Liquid
All
Gecko,
right.
Great call there.
There you go. Mitch, you short Nvidia, gave up? Hell no. I set them out there and I said, you know what? If they come and get me, they come get me. But that helped me, right? I didn't chase it there. So I said, you know what? I'll wait for it a second. I'll get a little bit of orange juice. I'll come back to the market and see if I could get shorted on a little bit of a pop here. Now I just got to always determine the risk, right? That's what it's all about. Really, right now, I'm looking for this to kind of defend the cues. I don't want to see above, let's say 361. 361 definitely is that level where it starts getting to the point where it can push. So I got to be able to risk here about like 15, 17 bucks. That's just right off to the highs. I'm going to go ahead and set that up. If it goes through the high, I can't be in this. But I mean, 15 bucks to try to get that move right back down would be big, because I think that the down move is to 400. The up move, maybe it's 450s holding today, and then we make a move to 460s. That's 10 points to the upside, and what, maybe potentially 50 points on the downside. So I'm taking a shot here, and this would be kind of more of a swing trade, right? When I'm going after Nvidia, I'm thinking swing trade because the movement's so fast. So that helps me do what, like this, where I'm only using 10 shares right now, and if I lose here, it's 16 bucks, right? I mean, that's not that much at all. Going to you, Ryan.
Still watching GRTS here. Got a call here that ALXO is curling back up. Be careful with that one.
Okay.
I have GRTS up. Oh, actually, I have it up in both. You know
I'm
what I'll
going
do?
both too. I'm going.
Yeah, you know what I'll do? I'll put ALXO in.
Yeah, you
Pro,
can put it in that one.
And, yep, and GRTS and Trade the Pool. Now we can really easily flip back and forth.
I like it. I like it. I'm going to go back to your GRTS and let me know what happened with this one. Why are you trading this one?
All right. So this was a big push on GRTS. Clearly had momentum out of the open. Came back into the VWAP. I actually have a slightly different VWAP in my broker. It's 2 cents higher. So it came back into VWAP. I added 100 shares as a starter position. If it falls out of bed here, we'll close it and wait for a setup. If it starts to build here and maybe gives us some upside momentum, perhaps we can add a little bit into a pop and maybe collect the profits there. So this is a momentum mover from the beginning that came back to the VWAP and held thus far.
All right, guys, getting out there on Nvidia, small little stop out, right? It's only 18 bucks. And this is what I've been doing a little bit that's been helping me. It's keeping the losses small and then looking to get green towards the end of the day. That's what I've been doing, guys. That's what's been keeping me into the green as of late. So this little small attempt here stops me out. Can I get back into Nvidia short? Hell yes. This is what I've been trying to do more of. So it's keeping the losses small and looking to see what happens now, right? And then just being reactionary, right? So now let's see what happens in the Qs. The Qs are doing what? Trying the 361 that I just mentioned. Look how it stops right there. Why is this? Just look to your left, guys. Look at the support. Why is it stopping right here in this area? I mean, it's clear as day on the chart, right? You guys see that. This is why support levels are so important and why I think hourly charts are so important. Look how the chart is here on the Qs, how it's going to the bottom of this hourly and to the top. Now we can actually do kind of a little bit of analysis here. And I'm going to do this for my man in the chat that wanted to talk about the rule of three. Yes, I said it. We're going to talk a little rule of three here. Let's see what happens, right? Let's draw this up a little bit here. So the rule of three is all about looking for what? Support tests and resistance tests, right? To me, this breakout here was the first resistance, right? And so you got this first resistance test. Boom. Now you want to come back to support, right? And support actually stopped right where it stopped last time, which is right here. So some people would call this the first up move. I say it's because it keeps going. This is the first up move and this is the first down move. So you kind of ignore this, but I wanted to draw this because look where it stopped, right where it did last time. So then we look up, okay, give me another resistance try. So I look up here, I see this peak. This is where I'm going to call it. This is the second resistance. Now I'm going to the second support try. Now I'm going to the third resistance, third resistance try. Now we're going to the third support. Now we're having third support be made. Now anything below these levels, I could look for shorting the Qs. Anything above 361.50 is going to 362. I should be looking long. And this is just purely based on the chart versus my own opinion. This is why I like the rule of three and looking at things like this, right? I hope you guys enjoy today talking about the rule of three. And that's what it's all about here at Live Trading with Benzinga, of course. That's the strategy breakdown of the day. All right, guys. Smash the like for that. Let's get it. Pinkies up out here, guys. What are you guys looking at in the chat? Let us know. Ryan, how's the smaller names doing?
Well, I'm just kind of watching GRTS. I'm watching the scanner. I haven't seen anything new come up on the scanner. If I see it, believe me, I'll let you know, and I'll go ahead and change it. Watching GRTS here, doing a good job holding above that VWAP. But remember, this could be a very, very quick breakdown. So we just want to wait and see what happens here.
Pinkies on up. Let's see what happens, guys. So based on the Qs, right, we could also play TQQQ and look for the same rule of three. Look how the charts are very similar, just moves a little bit slower in a lower price level, right? So that's the TQQQ. Show you that. Very similar charts. What time frame? Wally, you ready for this one? Any time frame. Yes, I said that. Just look at it, guys. That's the fun part with things like this. So the key there is also, of course, stay in that time frame, right? If it's trading the 1 minute, you can do this on 1 minute charts. I preferably really like it on daily charts, and this is mainly for like kind of flag, wedge kind of patterns, especially. Those do really well with it. Not the greatest for symmetrical triangles because you could get more bounces in between that. It can do like 4 or 5 bounces. But the key here is also understanding where resistance and support is. So if you're trying to increase position, increase risk, you can do that as you're seeing the stock break out. Jolts number coming in. Let's get it. Let's see what we can do. Of course, how will we get the Jolts number? Well, let's use Benzinga Pro for that in a second here. I'm sure Ryan will be able to let me know about the Jolts. It might put some jolt into this market, or it might actually do a little bit of a takedown. Ooh, Nvidia taking a little bit of a hit already. I'm coming back after it here, guys.
Did you want the Jolts number, Mitch?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Jolts number here. Jolts job openings for August, 9.61 million versus 8.8 million estimate. Prior reading was 8.827. So a hot number there on the Jolts number.
All right, guys, getting short a little bit of Nvidia here, taking a little bit of a shot here on these pullbacks to add and go short here. Risk about towards the 450 spot. I'm risking another $26 here in Nvidia. Got about 20 shares this time, so increasing it as it starts to break down here. I'm going to look for a whoosh down, not a break, not like a small little move. I want to see a big move down, and so short here on the pullback. Of course, it pulled back from that 448. I would love to see this 5-minute candle close below 448, and especially going towards this low. If we could take out this low in the next 15 minutes, that's going to look really good. Low there, 445.70s. Let's see if this really does a takedown on the Qs. The Qs are trying to recover VWAP. Very similar move. You could maybe short the Qs around the VWAP right now and then risk towards maybe 360 or something like that. But of course, I'm just calling what I'm seeing. Let's see what happens here, team. Sleeves are up. You know it. Fresh cut. Name's Money Mitch. Let's get after it.
I like it, Mitch.
Hey.
I like it, Mitch. By the way, I know you guys, so we just did you get the Jolts opening? Did you get that data from me?
Yeah, let's
yeah, I read it to you.
I just wanted to show it to there. Like, this is what I mean by Benzinga Pro too, guys. Of course, you guys can always check out Benzinga Pro and get a 2-week trial. I think, you know what the best thing is that we always offer, Ryan? You don't even need a credit card. That's the best thing, guys. So you don't even need to put a credit card there. Check it out, guys.
You will to purchase, but you're right, Mitch. To try it, nothing is required other than your name and phone number.
That's all I need.
Figure out if you like it before. Yeah, exactly. It's money.
All right, guys. Let's see what happens here. Nvidia going lower into the green. We go. Let's see it. Will it pull the plunger? You know, one of the things that I like shorting is that you have to be very careful on pops, right? Because as a shorter, you have to respect pops. What I mean by that is be willing to get out of the name, because that's how you get wrecked as a shorter. But one of the things that helps is when we usually get into the green, it can give you these elevator moves where it's not a stair step move higher. You see here, this is what I mean by stair step higher, but look how the down candle is. It's a big down candle. That's what I mean by going short sometimes. All right, first action here, looking good here as we're already going towards a pretty decent closing of the candle. Is about 1 minute left in this candle. I really love the feature here on Trade the Pool where it tells you the time left in the candle.
I like that too.
Countdown here.
I realized how much I liked it until I had it, Mitch. That was the cool thing about that.
Yeah, and I think this is really awesome to see. Now we can start looking to see other shorts in the market as we're starting to see downside action come into Apple. That could be one that flips. Microsoft going red. Remember, I talked about Tesla as a nice short. That's getting smacked right now from the 250 spot. Rejected that resistance. Now coming right back down. We are getting a whoosh down there. And remember, technology is what held us up yesterday. What's going to hold us up today? Industrials are that right now, but those are heading down quickly here too. So be careful. If industrials go, basic materials go, I don't see much that's in the green right now. So what does that mean to me? At least from based on sectors and industry wise, things look better to the downside right now. Of course, this can all change. Like always, I'm just giving you what I see. You guys call your own shots, your own levels.
SPY approaching pre-market lows here.
Let us know what you're seeing out there in the market. What are you seeing?
By the way,
on
this
the
was
Qs?
ALXO.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Chat started talking about it when it started to bounce right in here and immediately hit with sellers. Be careful on this name, folks. This thing, I think, is going to be rolling over today. It's already has, frankly. It's down from 12.
Looking for one more smack through the 446 here for Nvidia to take first profits here, guys. I'll show you guys that as I go after it here. It's already bouncing a little bit here, so looking for a little bit more of a takedown through this 446, attempt towards the low here, 445.70s. As it goes through the 446, I'll take half off there and look for the remainder break even. And so at that point, I'm in the no lose scenario. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Tuna saying ALXO has lots of sharp Japanese knives. Indeed, it does. Be careful. Don't cut yourself.
Got to be careful here, man. What did the Jolts do there? You know, one thing that I at least like that I did today is that I went back after Nvidia at the moment where I didn't hesitate. And so sometimes it's all about that. And I think it's very important as a day trader to understand if you are that quick. So day trading is all about speed, right? And this is why I also talk about swing trading sometimes, because swing trading is not so much about that speed reaction, but day trading is. So if you're noticing you're not that fast in your mentality, don't get deterred about trading. There's other ways, right? That's what I want to mention here.
Yeah, that's a really good mention too, Mitch. That's actually why I like swing trading more, is because it doesn't rely on me hitting the button at exactly the right time. Otherwise, you get punished. You know, that makes it a lot
All
easier
right,
for me.
guys. I'm taking a little bit here, a little bit early, because I just want to make sure I pay myself what we took a loss earlier. Now we're back into the green, and we get ourselves into what position? A no losing position. So stop loss goes to break even, and I can look for the flush move. If I, for some reason, need to get out of this because it comes back towards me, I get out, break even. It's a no lose scenario now, and I'm in a position of what I call strength. Why is it strength? I talk about this all the time, and I talk about it with Ryan. I say, if I can get in a position where I feel like the market's working for me and I'm not working for the market, then I'm doing something right. And write that one down. I want to get into positions that the market is working for me, not I'm working for it. Because a lot of times as day traders, that's what we do. When we come in, we're working for the market. We're like, we want to make money out of this scenario, right? And then what we want to be thinking about also is, can I get in a position where I can't lose? Because if the market just works for me and it's just trending in an area, that's when I get these big expansion wins. That's when I can make, you know, a 12, 20% winner. And I only risk on certain stocks like maybe 2.5%. That makes a huge difference in your equity wave. This is what I mean by controlling the down waves and letting those up waves on your equity really expand. And if you can do that, that's going to get you that nice return at the end of the year. This is how I see the good traders trade. And that's just from my experience out there and understanding from looking around at different traders. There goes Nvidia, guys. There's the plunge towards 445.50s. Can we go through the low of the day now and close below that? I'll draw a line there now so you guys can clearly see it on the chart. This is going to be an important line to start closing below this 445.70 area. Can we close below that on a 5-minute basis now? Is going to be important, because then it could come back to my entry, and then we could, you know, chop around. We'll see what happens. I'm going to go looking elsewhere in the market now, because this is working for me. I'm letting the market work.
Like kind of what you were just talking about, Dave scaling out of his short here, kicking out 1/3 there on that plunge down. Nice job. That's how that's nice, trading guys. Tactically, folks.
What are you seeing out there in the market, man?
Me, I'm just waiting on grits here, waiting to break this high. We'll see if we get it.
How's the scanner going there? Anything showing up on there?
No, ICU keeps repeating here. I don't really see any new issues. I'll call him if I see him, my man.
Okay. You got it, my friend. We'll go looking in the market, see what else is going on, and look underneath the hood. I'm looking to the right here, of course, and what I'm looking at is industries, and starting to see what industrials almost going red here. They're now just ticked red from the open. So if industrials go red, what brings us back? I think it has to be technology that brings us back, but we just saw technology try to get wiped out. So it's not looking good today. We'll look to see if we get a comeback in technology today. Right now, the big boys are starting to get hit. Apple going red. That makes me feel confident about
Netflix retracing some of that pop as well.
VIX launched. Yeah, that could be a trade right there itself. I wanted to bring that one up on pre-market prep. I didn't bring it up, but look at the VIXY here that I could trade on Trade the Pool. This is one way that I can maybe take a look at this. Just needed to pull back here, right? Why not take a look at this? We'll see what happened. The short-term futures ETF here. And so what could I look for in this? I'd look at the hourly chart here. Hourly chart's going to help me look for deeper time frame pullbacks here. So I'm going to look for a pullback towards 23.75. If I can get a pullback towards 23.75, I will take that pullback and buy all day. I'm going to even set an alert there for us at the 80s just to let us know here. And this is how simple you can do it on Trade the Pool. You see this little bell by the price. You click create alert. Now I could move this around if I needed to adjust it, but it's going to let me know if it goes lower than 23.79 here, and we can come after it, right? This is how I go and set up for Trade the Pool. Mad Money, funny you said that. I feel the same way about Nvidia versus my Apple put. We'll see what happens out there, guys. Covering half Affirm. Nice trade, Dave. I wanted to look at Affirm today.
Dave's smoking it today.
You did it for me, man.
Should have just followed Dave into those shorts.
Boom, 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 man. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Great job,
we were looking
Dave.
at this yesterday on Start Swing Trade, and I thought this was a nice little setup here. Whenever you get these little pop backs and then it quickly comes back for that support, next level to watch on Affirm, I would say 1902s. But if you get through that 1902s, maybe 1880s today, that could be a nice little play there. I like that takedown. Carvana's another one I thought about short. That's going down a little bit further today. AI, you can forget about that bad boy. I think this one's going to be completely done at some point. I think it goes all the way back down. I've talked about how this little crack right here was the last little hoorah towards 30. This might go back down towards like 17. And so I could still see, like going after something like, if you got stuck in AI, I would definitely be looking at things like covered calls because I think this keeps going down. I don't know about you, Ryan. What do you think?
I'm sorry. I was not paying attention to what you were saying.
You're good.
I apologize.
AI, C3 AI. What do you feel about that one?
Oh, I'm same as from when we first started talking about that. I thought that was a pretender. I thought that it was just one of the names that was really moving on the back of momentum. I don't necessarily think it's going to be a great trade or anything.
Yeah. I'm looking right now at Visa, potential short here. Look at the daily chart. You see how it's been bunched up. This was what I would call a trend towards the bigger support. And now it's bunching at the bottom of the range, which you don't want to see. Bunch at the top of the range looks good. Like right here, it looks good. But then what happened? Complete wipeout move. And then it tried to get back there and couldn't get back up there towards that 247. So I know buyers got caught there as this thing came down in a heartbeat. Now did the bears take it through the 230s today? Something I'm looking at. So now you see how it attempted to go to the bullish side. I'm going to give it a chance to do a couple of pushes here, but I could see it wiping out through the 230s. Nvidia battling, coming back here, but not stopping me out. We'll see what happens. JPM,
did I miss all the volume? I just saw a tumbleweed roll by. Yeah, I feel like that some days too.
Ooh, MasterCard looks very similar to this Visa trade, and I kind of like that one a little bit more. Would need to see it bounce and then reject a little bit. Maybe go to 397, then reject. Bank of America going lower. Wells Fargo going lower. Man, that bank trade hasn't been looked bad. And one chart that I definitely feel like I've gotten right on that one just was mad that yesterday I missed this out the opens, and sometimes it can be just like that. You get one opportunity to short a stock. This was one that I mentioned yesterday before the open, TD Bank for the short side action. And look at this. This is a Canadian bank, right? You're talking Toronto Dominion. This looks really nice for me. I think this looks like a nice short because as you guys can see here, this looked like a head and shoulders, right? Like this action up here. Now you come over here, you get this little expansion move, and then you get knocked down from 62 towards the support. It can go from there, and then now you're back into this gap zone, going to 53s, 45s. This doesn't look good at all for Toronto Dominion. And now I'm starting to see a break here of trend, long-term trend. So this is why I also been talking about the banks. Doesn't look that good there. This looks like it wants lower. I just need to come back. I'll be waiting for daily pushes back to maybe 58. But let's go with XLF so you guys can see how the banks are going lower today. This is what I've been trying to point to, that most are not. We'll see if some people start to point it out. AXLO, I'll just point to that. That went down there to that $7 range. And where is it hanging out? Between the 61.8 and the 50%. So does this mean this one's completely done? I don't think so. I think it's just kind of one of those things like I talk about it. I start looking to see if I can recover 8 on a positive candle. If I could recover 8 on a positive candle, I could start thinking about it. or I could take shots off the 61.8 spot, which is around 680s. But then, of course, I have to come at it with very low size, right? What are you guys taking a look at? Netflix with the knife. Of course, with the market dragging like it is, we'll see what happens. I don't know if I can trust this.
That's why I'm just kind of sitting here, Mitch. I'm in this GRTS trade. Nothing's really going on. I'm watching the market come into lows. I don't have short setups. There obviously are no long setups. Ooh, so I'm just kind of waiting, trying to be patient. I mean, that's at this point, that's all I can do, right?
What are the levels we draw earlier today? 302 flush down control for Meta. Look how it comes right to that spot right now, guys. We'll see if it goes right back down. Where did it hold near resistance? It tried to make a 307 move, rejected it, redrew this trade before it happened if you guys wanted to come after it. And what I think is always important is looking back and seeing, okay, are my major levels actually working? Like, this is the bounce area for Meta. Let's see what happens here. Does it make a whoosh to 301? Or does it come back here towards the VWAP, which is around 304.75? SQQQQ. Yeah, that's one way to play this, right?
One too many Qs in there. One too many Qs. The issue that I have, Mitch, is that I don't want to chase that move.
It's too much, right? Too quick, right?
Well, like I wasn't positioned for it already, and I don't necessarily want to go chase it now.
Hourly charts with leverage plays, I really like. That would give you an attempt to get there in the lower 20s. And then now you're looking to see if 2050 holds. I'd be looking for pullbacks at 2050 here if I wanted to play off of like just a quick pullback. But you already got that. You see right here, break to the upside, quick sweep back below 2050s. This is where the algo's bought. On this quick sweep where it's a wick. So now that level, I would want to see it hold. I wouldn't want to see it below that 2050 if I was a bull. And I'm always thinking about things like that. Like if I'm a bull, like what am I trying to see here? That's the way I want to think about things. Not like how I see it, but if I were the bulls, where did I buy on this chart? Probably through that 2050 pullback. So what would wash them out? Could be also a mentality that you can play. You can be like, okay, so a pullback maybe below 2030s is what washes them out. And maybe I could buy a 2020 pullback, just things like that, and use the low $20 if I'm looking for extreme pullbacks. Trade the pool. What's going on out there? Got my biggest loss today in months, but that's part of the game. Hey, man, don't worry. It happens to us all. We all get through it. And one of the things that you got to be careful with, I think it's an important thing, is always looking back is, okay, am I sizing up too big, too fast? This is what's helped me, especially as of late. I don't think it's bad to size up, but one of the things is, are we sizing up too quickly? That's why I talk about sometimes trading like an algo is interesting, and sizing in accordingly, right? Miguel, Nvidia is breaking down and making me money. Let's go. Now we want to see closes below 445.70s. So we got a bounce. We avoided the get out, and I had to stop place. It could have hit me, but it didn't. Now I'm in what? Market working for me mode. Do your thing, market. Let's see if you go lower. All right, let's go looking now. Try to get a nice trade out there. Like always, guys, you guys can check out Trade the Pool. You guys see me trading it right now. You guys could be shorting Nvidia with me. CNXA SS trades. I don't know that name, but take a peek. Oh, let's go to the UXY, like those kind of the utility volatility trades. Those look interesting. I'm looking for some pullback, but there's no pullback right now. You know, it's one area that definitely is getting hit that I definitely going to see a continued downside probably come in this is solar. So for solar, that chart is just on a free fall. Free falling. All right, guys, looking around, looking for some shorts. Man, financial services getting hit hard there. Energy is an interesting one, right? XOM got up towards 116.32. Didn't hit that 116.50s today, but already came back down. I'm going to look for one more move up towards that level Maybe 116.40s today. And I can get short some oil names a little bit later today. UVXY starting to pull back. Can we get a quick little pullback to join this party here?
Dave, great job here today. I would second what Jay was saying about giving us entries, also giving us a plan, letting us know exactly how you're trading it. Really, really helpful stuff there. Glad you were rewarded earlier. Good stuff, Dave.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Jay, you're still short Lulu, or are you asking Mitch if he's still short Lulu? And by the way, CNXA really popped there.
This is how it works out, right? This is how it works out, guys. You take your eyes off of a Lulu for 1 second. Oh, I never got it, man. I never got it, Jay. I've been trying to play this for like days and days. And today I just take my eye off of it and kapow, she goes. Kapow. I'll look for pullbacks to like 379 or 378 to join the party. But man, this is already washing. This tells me be careful with that Peloton. Yeah, Peloton coming down to $5 there. That looks like another one that could just come right back down.
GRTS popping up to that 190 spot. Definitely some size there at 190. If it breaks that, it probably goes higher here. Unfortunately, here, let me go to mine, Mitch, real quick. Yeah, unfortunately, there was really, it just kind of hovered here and it didn't really do much. I have a tough time telling myself to buy the upside break on really anything here. So still only have the starter position. There we go through 190. So at least the trade's working here. Not a whole lot of money, but at least the trade is working. GRTS move through that level there at 190. 192, your day high here now. Really need to. I'm frustrated, Mitch, just because things have been so difficult that I've done such a reduction in size that I feel like I'm not even doing anything now. This position, quote unquote, worked, and I'm up $5. It's like,
this is the key, though. This is the key, Ryan. It's not about the money. I know it sounds dumb. But right now it's about the process. You need to be thinking percentage. Think percentage. That's going to keep you in focus of what you're doing. So what I mean by that is, like, we always take a look at the dollar loss, right? But look at the percentage made. That's what I would focus on, Ryan.
But the problem is that the percentage is so small. It's a scalp. Like this is part of the issue, and like this is the mental back and forth.
Down action coming in.
The whole reason I'm lower in size is to kind of work on the process. But the side effect of that is that I'm looking at the P&L and I'm like, this is worthless. I can't even go get McDonald's for lunch with this. What's the point? And the thing that I have to keep reminding myself is, yes, stick to the process, size up when you can. We'll see. Easier said than done.
Yeah, easier said than done. I agree with that. One area that I'm looking at potential shorts here is in the industrial area that was green. Now that's going red. Everything in the market is red here. Nothing in the green from the open, at least. And overall, nothing in the green. So definitely downside action day. Where is it getting hit the most? Cyclicals. And where cyclicals are getting hit the most? In your leisure area. The area that I've been talking about, the consumer-facing area, is getting hit really hard right now. So places like that, lodging getting hit hard, Marriott going red here. Hilton actually went green. This actually looks like an opportunity for me to see Hilton go even further red. But we'll see what happens with these kind of hotels. I'm also looking at the Saunders to maybe get short on a name that did go reverse split, making a move up, and then now starting to decline.
All about that Sonder life, Mitch.
Yeah, I might have to go short it, man. And then make my money. And you know what's going to be the interesting? I'm going to short this thing, make the money, guys, and then I'm going to go stay in their hotel. Savagery. Just straight savage. Use the money that I made shorting their stock to buy the hotel. Let's do it, team. So this thing did a reverse split. That's why it came from 30-something cents, Ryan, to $8. That's the only reason I think it's up here. I don't think it's because
Yeah,
Saunders all of a
clearly.
sudden
No,
changed
it's
their
the
business
reverse split,
strategy.
dude.
You know
Reverse
what I
split
mean?
stocks have been moving.
You can't eat percentage what they you. All right. So the key here, guys, and I'll go back to that and we can have that conversation. That's going to be the conversation of today, right? About percentages, right? The key here is that percentages rule overall. Just straight up. Everyone wants to focus on P&L. But if you can focus on your percentage, that's going to keep you what? Focused on the math. Mathematical probability is what matters here. If you quantify everything, it's going to help you take a lot of emotions out of things, right? The number one thing that we try to do as day traders sometimes that ruins us is be subjective. At least I feel so. So objectiveness is focusing more on quantifiable goals, right? So if we can focus more on the percentage, especially when we're having a tough time, what we need to do is see that our statistical data in our trading is saying that our strategy is coming back to our favor. A lot of times what happens here is that strategies move up and down in your favor and out of favor. So I'm going to go focus on Nvidia because that's the important. And I can also put the cues here. I don't want to get too lost in the trading. So if you guys out there see a big move, let me know. I'm looking to see if that Netflix completely flips down where it goes red today. That would be pretty tough on those traders because look at this thing. This thing rocketed up to 394. If it goes red today, I mean, that's an ultimate plunger move. So going back to the percentage talk, going back to the focus, right? So one of the things that a lot of traders like to do is they like to focus on the dollar amounts. The dollar amounts sound great when things are going in your favor. When they're not, it could be really detrimental to your mentality. And the number one thing about day trading is you need to be on top of your psychological game. Now, in investing, sometimes you can get around that because you can just, average down and do things like Kathy Wood style. But the truth is, in day trading, the psychology is what runs things, even your psychology itself. So what we want to be focused on is percentage gain and loss, because if that's going to tell you when your strategy goes back to your favor. And this is why taking data and understanding your data is so important, because if we just write down our data, but don't really analyze when the strategy is coming in and out of our favor, this is very key. This is how the good traders make their money. And they usually have multiple strategies. So they understand which strategy is doing well and which strategy is doing bad. So they'll go and trade more in what's doing well and less in what's doing bad. And this makes clear, logical sense. The truth is, it takes a lot of hard work. And yes, I said it. Hard work. The hard work in trading is not done during the trading action. The hard work in trading is done outside of your trading action. That's when you do the research. That's when you understand your data. That's when you analyze. That's when you look at charts. That's when you go to understand what's going on in the world in each space. Where's the money going? Things like this is very important. So I didn't want to go too much into the learning actions. So I'm going to go back to the trading. I just want to at least do a little education. And I know that percentages might seem like it's not the important thing, but trust me, if you start focusing on that and you start seeing it going in your favor, you can always size up. And then as those percentage gains stay in your favor, what are you going to see? A nice jump in your equity, a nice jump in those winnings in dollar amounts. But when we stop focusing on percentage and we focus on the share size and we focus only on the money aspects, that quickly gets us back to that emotional game.
Jay, I'm with you on this part of it. This is actually another reason why I really just don't like the really, really small stocks. But you're right. If you buy 100 shares of a 50-cent stock and you up 10%, you can't even buy lunch with that. I think one of the things that Mitch is saying there is that repeatable process is what he's training with those smaller share sizes, so that when you have something locked in, you can expand. Now, I'm going to say this, Mitch. One of the things that's really kind of that I've struggled with in the past is that as you increase the share size, if you take L's when you're increasing share size, that can wipe out all of the gains and kind of change your emotional stance there. So something else to watch out for. If you're going to increase share size, I would do it slowly.
I agree. I'm going to go ahead and set a stop for half of the shares here to make sure I take some gains if it does come back on us in a wicked move. But just setting that up here, guys. But one thing I wanted to say about this, right, is that the truth is, yes, this might not buy you lunch. But if you're worried about lunch, you're probably not being a trader that's very thriving profitability. This is when we focus on sizing up. Sizing up should only be done for traders that are truly profitable. Sizing up should only be done for traders that are truly profitable. I'll say it again, and this is my own just education from that. Because the truth is on that aspect is that if you're sizing up and you're not a profitable trader, you're just going to blow your account. So you need to always be thinking about that. Like I always say, there's stages to trading. There's the survival stage, there's the break-even stage, and there's the thriving stage. If you're not thriving, why are you pushing the gas pedal? It almost doesn't make sense. All right, let's keep going, guys. Sorry, I just had to get a little bit serious there because that's the damn truth, right? And I want you guys to have success, but the only way we're going to have success is if you're truth to yourself and honest to yourself. Are you a successful trader? Are you in the thriving stage, or are you simply in the survival stage? If you're in the survivor stage, then understand that and don't blow through capital, because the truth is that's never going to help you. That's only going to hurt you. Just trying to help a little bit, guys. I know it's tough out there. It's not easy to trade. I'll say this again. It definitely isn't easy.
Here I am in a winning trade with a stock that's $1.80 or $1.90, and I'm up, but nothing really impressive. So after all of that,
I mean, I traded with 10 shares of Nvidia, and that might sound like a lot, but that's not a lot.
That's the point trading Nvidia, right? You're going to get so much movement. That's not, the percentage is very small, but the real dollar move is so much bigger.
Yeah. So what we need to be thinking about there is if you're looking for that expansive win and loss, though, one of the things is think about it, right? How much do you want to be swaying in your accounts? And I think that the number one thing that I want to be seeing is I don't want to be doing too much swaying in my accounts, especially as my accounts get bigger and bigger. I notice more and more I need to control the volatility and keep doing my game. That's what I notice, at least. For each his own out there. But I'd say as I get more and more money, I realize I want to be in more and more safer trades. And this makes sense because you see the people with money, and where do they go? They go to the safer trade.
Yeah, and because once you make money, you really don't want to give it back, right? That's the worst. That's what I don't like doing. I hate and that's what really shakes my emotions, right? I'll have a good couple of weeks scalping, and then one day I'll come in and I'll give most or all of it back, and it's like, oh, that frustrating.
All right, guys, getting a little bit short here of Wyndham Resorts. So I'm going a little bit short here on this off of the VWAP. I do want to add on this closer towards 50s, but I want to take a shot right here to see if we just get a move right back down below the VWAP, a move back down through 66.90s would be a really nice win here. So let's see what happens here. Taking a little shot there on Wyndham short. Nvidia starting to make its move back, and now it's battling here. So of course, now if I don't want it closed below 446, I don't want it to come back through 446. So I'm going to go ahead and set a stop at no matter what, a win. Now I can take another $12, and that'd get me a nice $30 cushion on the day with a no losing scenario in this trade. Let's see what happens. If it keeps going down, I can expand this win and get another $20 there and get like $60. I'll take that. If I can get $60 on this trade, 10 shares, I'll take it. ATR is very important. Definitely looking into that. Brian bringing up a good point to understand. And I'm trying, guys. Honestly, to tell you the truth, guys, trading's not easy, guys. I've been at this for a long time. And I think about this all the time, right? Because the truth is, I'm always thinking about the long term and eventually just maybe doing swing trading and really just making my money that way. So that's my goals in life. It's not
mine
just
too.
to do this, right? Like,
I would
love
consider this endeavor a success if I never have to day trade again. If I can get to a position where I can rely on swing trading, I will have considered my sacrifices, whatever you want to call them, success.
I'm getting to that point, guys. I'm really looking towards next year as being that year where I really start pushing the gas pedal on swing trading. That's where I'm the most profitable. That's where I can definitely see it's not just a little bit of profitability. It's that thriving stage kind of profitability. And that's what I've worked it. And how did I get it to that level? Was focusing on percentages. I'll say it again, because I talked about it earlier. Focusing on percentages. So important. It's up to you guys. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's get after it. We'll see what else is going on in the market. We'll take a second here, like always, to remind you guys see us trading with Trade the Pool, and there's so much that Trade the Pool has to offer for you guys. So keep going after it. There's so much to look into. You guys can get all the way up to 260,000 in buying power. And I do want to let you guys know they're working on a trading competition just for us out there and for everyone out to compete with each other. So I want you guys to go ahead and look into this. This is going to be towards the end of the year. I'm giving you guys a little bit of a sneak preview, but I'll let you guys know a little bit more about that as it comes. You guys know I always like to give you guys the down low. So we'll keep going right here, only on live trading. Smash the like if you guys are enjoying the trading stream. Rant 2.0, Sydney. I tried. I did my inner Dennis Dick today.
Mitch, did you talk about Thursday and Friday yet?
Ooh, we can talk about that. Wyndham going into my favor here, now going down to 67.17. So that's looking good, like a good short there off the VWAP. I was just looking for trades off VWAPs. Like literally, I was looking around. I'm like, where can I find these? Marriott was also one that I was considering. That was off like a 191.75s for a move back down to 190.50s. We'll see if that does get the action there. Starting to see Disney go lower. That looks like it's starting to flush, and that did a little bit of a bull trap also. Netflix is trying to hold on. That's one that is trying to hold on. That's one thing I'll say about, at least on Netflix. It's trying to hold on. We'll see if it can or not. All right, so I did want to give you guys a little bit of an outlook for the rest of the week. On Thursday and Friday, I will be out, but Ryan will be here running the show, of course. We won't go anywhere. We don't let you guys down. That's one thing that Ryan and I are definitely adamant about. We're always here for you, whether we have to do with the show, just Ryan or myself, but we wanted to open the door for any traders out there also that are interested in coming on. The number one thing that we ask, of course, is transparency, things that we stand for, right? Honesty, just showing trades. You don't need to necessarily show everything on the screen. The idea here is always being processed approach so that traders can learn from each other, right? Because I have strengths, I have weaknesses. Ryan has strengths, he has weaknesses, and I'm sure you guys out there have strengths and weaknesses. We can all learn from these, right? I think about it all the time. I think about it in business, like a SWOT analysis, right? Strengths, weakness, targets, opportunities. What can I go after here is so important. Learning from each other is definitely the one way that I think this is a big way that we grow to the next level. So Ryan will be here, guys. We're going to open it out to you guys. I want you guys to hit up shows@benzinga.com. You guys can also email straight to Ryan. Ryan, if you want to throw up your email there. If you guys are wanting to come on, we have the door open for you guys. We're also going to be bringing on some other traders that Ryan knows, but we also wanted to open the door. Like always.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. We talk a lot about process. We go back and forth with the group on what they think and all of that. And let's see. Well, let's see who wants to come on. Who wants to come on and give your thoughts? I mean, Jay, I'd love to have you on. Smoke Tuna, I'd love to have you on. We already had Crow on. He did a great job when he came on. So I'm open. I'm open to any of that. Let us know what it is that or reach out to Mitch. Reach out to me. Let us know. Don't feel obligated like you have to have the camera on either. When Crow jumped on, it was just his voice. So, like I said, we want to make this more and more communal. I'd say all the time how difficult it is for me to produce and trade and follow everything and talk to the chat when I'm all by myself. So getting somebody else on might help. So if you're interested in that, let us know. Reach out to us. We'll work something out.
All right, traders, I'm getting ready
Gil.
here to set
Gil
my
said he's in. Let's get Gil on here. Gil, let's get you on here. Let's see if we can do that, Mitch. I know that you were working with. Let's get him on here. Let's do that. That's a great idea.
Gil, you hear that out there? They're calling for you, my friend. They're calling. That's how it goes, man. You start hanging out in the chat. Next thing you know,
boom shakalaka.
They want you on here, my friend. There's no hiding no more. I hear you out there, Gil.
And look, like I get it, okay? Like I get it. This is, especially if you don't do this all the time, this can be a very nervous and intimidating thing. And I'll talk to Mitch about this. You know, like there are mornings where it's like I'm nervous, right? I'm nervous. I don't know what's going to happen. The reason why you see that, the reason why you get nervousness is because both Mitch and I are genuine. We make mistakes, and we understand that when mistakes get made, they're going to be aired to everybody. And that can make you nervous. It's a natural thing. I also think, at least in my experience, it's harder to be profitable when you're doing this in front of an audience than it is if you're just part of a community, kind of listening, doing your own thing. Like it's harder. But again, I think that there's a benefit here that we're trying to do for everybody.
There you go, Gil.
Let's do it. Get him the link. Get him on here. Gil, me and you are going to close the week out like warriors. I'm getting Lulu. Fired up now. You guys are pumping me up early. It's dangerous.
Well, I tell you guys, sometimes when I miss it, I miss it. Look at this Lulu trade, guys. Look at the flush down on Lulu.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Dude, that's
what was that level that you have there? I can't see it.
379.30 area. Like it was like pretty much 379. I've been looking at this for a while, guys. Just looking for a little bit of a flush down through the support that it keeps like going back to. And then look at the flush down today. Look at that candle on the hourly. This is 1 hour candle, Ryan. Look at that. That is something else.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's a flush. That's a flush. That's you guys want to invest in Peloton? Oh, we got you. We got you, man. We got you. It seems like today, I'm sorry, guys, but someone had that.
Execute Order 66.
That dark side is out there today, getting the red action. And we're going red further here. Now technology almost down to the bottom of the sectors. The leading to the downside is real estate, consumer cyclical, financial services. Wait till you hear about that regional bank day. I want everybody telling everybody. You guys know who's been talking about this for months ahead of it because it's crazy. But there's going to be a time where I feel like there's going to be a whole week of bank talk coming up. You guys call it out. All right. So Visa going lower, JPM going lower. It's right at the VWAP, JPM. So I'm going to look to see if that goes lower. You know what's getting hit hard, which is a scary sight? Even Berk B is getting smacked. That's when you know that there's a little bit of a danger out there. Berk B, man. Look at this. Berkshire Hathaway getting smacked here. Look at the daily chart here. I'm going to go a little bit further back, but look at that. That thing's just incredible. That's been on a downturn since 370. It's been in its own red like bear market. It's down 7%, 7.3, but it's going fast, guys. That's not something I want to see there. Wells Fargo just getting plunged today. So Wells Fargo or Wells Fargo, you guys see it.
Wells Fargo hitting lows. Oh, Mitch, sometimes you're too much for me.
Oh, you always got to have your pet names for these stocks. It's the only way you have some fun out here. Morgan Stanley was one that is it's incredible to see it fall like this. This is where people are just not talking about it. Why? Because they're too far focused on AI. They're too far focused on government shutdown. Oh, no. This is why I put it out on my Twitter way ahead of it. I was like, come on, guys. Government shutdown talk again. Are we really going to talk about this? This is nothing to talk about. Let's focus on what's underneath the hood. Let's focus on where we could be making money, where the opportunities are. Let's talk about like how the consumer-facing stocks are getting hit today. Best Buy getting hit today. Let's talk about like the Starbucks coffee getting hit, right? Let's talk about Macy's. Macy's doing an interesting move there today. on talking about smaller stores, but I think this is also going to be facing downward action pretty soon, as people are just not going to be buying as much things here. KSS getting hit a little bit today. AAL, bank, airlines going lower there. Cruise lines going lower today. Definitely getting hit there. NCLH. This is why I like to pay attention to industries, guys, versus the focus too many times on like where just the hot stocks are. Kick the can every time. Exactly.
Yep,
man.
that's exactly right, Kevin.
And
that is exactly right.
That's why I don't in all my years of trading, every single time I've heard that thing, it's just a kick the can. So until that changes, then we can react. But why like get front running that move? I don't front run that move at all. NCLH getting smacked there. Nvidia coming back there, guys. Nvidia coming back there. And there it goes. Oh, no, it didn't come back. It hit my 441. We out. We out. Profits, baby.
Let's
Profits.
go, Mitch. Great trade.
Look at that, guys. 448 today to 440 was my outlook. I'm taking 441 because I didn't want to be greedy. But we're down to 440.50 there. Not a bad outlook. And it was what? Look for reversals off of maybe attempts to go through 450s today. That's exactly what happened. And the key there, execute, right? I failed on the first trade, got out with a small loss, $16 loss, came back in it, took profits, $58 moving forward today. I'm telling you guys, it's not the most, and I can make a lot more money on this trade to pull account with the buying power I have. But the key here is to get into that consecutive green, starting to get in my favor, starting to see the trend coming back to my data. And then I can start pushing the gas pedal. Look at that. Now 440, 441. Well, WH is coming back to my levels, so I'm going to be looking to add on this one, but I'll kick it to you, Ryan. What are you looking at?
No, I was just wondering, 13's talking about Femi moving here. I was just wondering what he's seeing here. I put Femi up in my trade the pool account. I put a stop. So really quickly on GRTS, just because the trade is, I'm trying to do what Mitch was saying here. Sorry, I'm struggling so much with my keyboard. I put a stop in here, so if it breaks this low, we're just going to stop out. If we move up any higher, I'll raise that stop. Again, it's just the 100 shares. We're barely up here, so it is what it is. But taking a look at Femi. Okay. What are you seeing in here, 13? What level are you looking for? Are you just buying? Are you buying lows? I'm just trying to figure out what the entry and exit strategy is here. MACD 1 hour still red. Our VWAP projection. What do you have for VWAP? I've got it at 313. Let me see what it is in. I've got it 298 and 313. Yeah, I do love Mystery Man. I love some of the features in there with being able to move the stop and all that. Mitch talked about that quite a bit.
Yeah, I think it's important to have things that make things easier as a trader to be faster, especially as a day trader. Like I'm setting up like profits loss right now, so I can understand exactly what my outlook is in these trades too. So a lot of times I ask traders, did you really know what your risk to reward was in every trade when you went in those? And things like this can definitely help you. Good mention, Mystery.
My cat is just trying to hunt my bird.
So like in this outlook, right? So I'm looking at WH and I'm like, okay, so where would I take profits? Where would I risk to? About $14 risk, $40 on the plus side of things. If I could get this to 45, that's like the perfect 3-to-1, right? 15, 45, things like this is what I want to be thinking about. Because if I can get into trades like this, I'm having mathematical advantage on my side. Mathematical advantage is so important. Quantify things as a day trader is so important. Yeah, and another thing that it helps sit out too is just keeping things simple. Now, there's certain times where I'll also just cancel out because I want to pay attention to my orders. If I'm staring at the stock, I don't necessarily need these out also. I sometimes put them out to understand my trade. And I'm like, okay, so around 67.45s, I want to be getting out. Green around 66.90s. All right, so now I can cancel these and be ready on the market when it gets to those levels. And I'm quick enough that I can mark it out. But this is also a skill, and it takes reading like the bid and the ask to go ahead and nail that down. I like the 67.17s right now. I'm thinking about adding to WH for the takedown through 66.90s. But instead of increasing risk here, I'm just looking for one more win to expand my day, right? So I don't need to go too high in risk here. I can just stay in a trade that looks good for me. What you looking at, Crow? What you nailed out there? You doing CNXA?
CNXA. Crow looks like he hit it for 50 cents here.
Okay. Although I should have held onto my Apple and AMD puts, I would have made a lot more. Oh, well, I panicked on the initial up move. Still green, though. It happens, mystery man. This is why I like to sometimes take some profits and then let the profits just work.
Nice job, Bex. Trading ICU here today. How'd you do on that?
Nice.
Nice job.
Amazon going lower. It was green earlier. Baba is just rejecting the VWAP. That looks interesting for me. Disney going lower through the 80s. I've talked about next stop for Disney. I was looking for a move to 79. You guys can catch that in the Anne-Marie Band chat on Benzinga Pro. Throwing it out there to Benzinga Pro. If you guys haven't checked out the chats on Benzinga Pro, you guys can take a look at that. Ryan, how about you show them what I mean by that? So if no one's ever used that. So
all right.
What are the chat features there?
All right. So from any workspace that you're on, you can always load the chat. Now, the cool thing about the chat is that, like Mitch was saying, there's a lot of different features. So there's a lot of different rooms is actually what we're saying. One of them is Anne-Marie Band's trading room. Now, she's a professional. She's been doing this for a long time. And she gives her thoughts. She gives her trades. You've got screenshots of her account right here in terms of how she's opening up some of these different contracts. She does videos. She does midday videos. She does recaps. There's a ton of really, really good information here that professionals are giving you. This is included just for free inside of Benzinga Pro. Any level of Benzinga Pro that includes the chat, which is all of them, gives you access to this. And then there's also the day trading room. There's the TV where we're in here. All of our stuff gets posted in here. But there's also the day trading room. And the cool thing about the day trading room is that the Squawk guy, Charlie, he's active in this room. He will often be chatting. If you guys are fans of the high beta Squawk, there is a chat room for that as well. That was pretty much a transcription of everything that's going on. So lots of really, really cool stuff in the chat. That community that Mitch and I talk about, it's not just on YouTube here. It's also in the chat room right within the platform.
All right, guys. And I do want to tell you guys about an awesome playlist that Trade the Pool has. It's called The Market in 60 Seconds. They just recently started getting that out there, guys. You guys can check those out. Those are interesting. I like things like, really quickly. So if you guys want to check out this playlist, I'll give you guys a checking it out here. And then, of course, give them a nice little follow on their YouTube. They have a lot of videos there to teach you guys, and there's podcasts and stuff. So I also want to show you guys some other YouTubes to kind of give a nice little follow, subscribe. All right. Now
we're still at lows here, by the way, folks.
Getting a little bounce there in WH, but the Qs, man, that was a quick move to the downside today. Nvidia now to 439s, guys. Wow. What a takedown on Nvidia today. Man, is that going to look like look at the daily chart now. See, this is what I was looking at before, and I drew this up in the pre-market. Was it going to reject that 450 and then come back down to this low? It could go back down to maybe even 400 in the long run. I, of course, would probably look at that like kind of more of a swing trade. If this was more of a swing trade, what I would probably have done is taken that first profit down and then just let the rest of this on a stop and literally walked away from the market. Come back tomorrow to see where I'm at, or later today to see where I'm at, if I got stopped out or if I'm big green. And that's what's helped me also, is sometimes when I get into the position of strength where I tell you guys I let the market work, I will literally walk away sometimes on my swings. And that's what helps me also get away from the pressures sometimes. I feel like sometimes when on day trades, I babysit too much.
Yeah, me too.
You can't be a babysitter of your stocks.
That's actually exactly why I set a stop loss on GRTS, because I wanted to flip around. I wanted to look at other things. And so don't babysit it, right? Go do something else.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that. And the thing is that when you start taking bigger trades, like this is a nothing trade, right? This is 100 shares in a prop account. Who gives a damn? But when you start taking bigger trades, especially like if I'm trading into my main account, I'll babysit a trade. I'll hold in bathroom trips. I won't get a drink. I mean, you name it. I'll babysit, and I don't like doing that. Again, Mitch, this kind of goes back to what you were talking about earlier about really appreciating swing trading for just being easier to do. You have more flexibility and more freedom, but right now I'm not doing a good job swing trading. So I'm focusing on what I can actually get profits out of, although day trading seemingly difficult as well.
Man, this kind of got the plunger move today. This SPRC, that was a down action move. Right, getting smacked today, guys. That let's go for Bitcoin trade. Not looking that good right now, man. Mara getting smacked also. Affirm, though. My boy in the chat killed the Affirm trade today.
Dave, man.
And this is another one. Like, the market could just be working for you right now, right? Do you see any green on that screen?
No, that's nothing but red candles.
Nothing but red, right? And things like this, like you could have set it and forget it kind of trade. These are the ones that I like. You can just watch this thing, just try to get the takedown.
Dave saying wowzers just came back to have a look at Nvidia and holy. So Dave, might you be able to join either Thursday or Friday? Really love to get you or Jay Rice on here.
That'd be interesting. And you guys can come on only audio. You don't have to show video.
Yeah.
Just, I can show
you don't have to share. I can drive. I'll do all the screen sharing. You can just talk.
Hang out.
13. How about you, man? Oh, you've got obligations in the morning. I'm sorry. You've told me that a number of times.
Yeah, he's the hide the iPad under the desk kind of guy. I can't blame him.
Dave, Mitch is not going to be here Thursday and Friday, but I am still going to host the show solo. As you guys have seen, when I host the show solo, I'm spread thin between all the things that I'm doing. So I'd like to bring on a guest to help with live trading. And I can ask Andy, I can ask some of the other traders that I know, and they're such great people, they'll likely agree to it. But I'd like to get someone from our community in here and trading. So just let me know if that interests any, and like Mitch was saying, you don't need a camera, you don't need to share the screen, just want your expertise and your knowledge. 13, okay.
Looking around, team, looking around. I'll tell you one thing that's an interesting trade that really makes sense for me on the daily is Sark going higher. Sark against Kathy Wood trade. Looking interesting, man. Looking interesting. Tesla getting hit today. Meta getting hit. Now down to 301. Shop getting hit. Palantir getting hit. Square. Zoom. The growth names, man. Coin smacked. EXAS. Unity back down to 29. Could go through that 28 low. I think Unity might go through 52-week low. I'm a little bit concerned about Unity there. Roku going back down. That might be a smack in the face. Path. Man, Kathy's going to need to keep buying Path because it's the only way she's going to stay in it. Hood going lower. That doesn't look good there. DNA, CRISPR. I'm just running through names here, and it just doesn't look good, guys, out there right now. And a lot of names, and especially the growth names, not looking good. All right, guys, just got a little bit more short there. WH got filled at 25. Just going to watch off this 67.40s now. I have about 67.28 as my average. Look for the takedown here. If it doesn't go through the 67.10s, back up through 67.45s, I'll get out.
All right, Gil. Gil, you are confirmed. Let me know which day or if maybe even both of them.
There we go. Let's get after it, guys. We can always have multiple people. We can have as many as you guys want. So, all right, guys, the green room is legit whiskey. Anything you want?
I don't know what that means, but
I don't know. If Crow's invited me to whiskey, that's all that matters.
I was going to say, all I heard in that was whiskey. So it was
that's all I heard either. That's all I heard also, man. I was like, hold on. Did someone say whiskey?
13, this is one of the things that I'm thinking here. And this is kind of what Mitch was saying, right? We'd like to have as many, if we get a couple of people on, that's great, right? We can have discussions back and forth. I think there's a lot to take away from that. A lot like we do in happy hour, but we'll be trading live. So 13, you know how to reach me. I mean, you've got my personal cell phone number, 13. So we'll make sure to get you on. We just need to make sure we can get Gil on. I don't have contact information outside it. So help me out with that, Mitch.
All right, no worries. I'll handle that side, and we're wrapping it up here, guys. That's going to do it for us. Ryan, it was an interesting day seeing the downside action. I'm still short WH. Like always, you guys can find out more about that
I'm
on
stopped out of GRTS for pennies.
Okay, Ryan's out for that. But, hey, pennies, right? Like, just keep – the key here is learning the approach, right? When is the process working? And a lot of times in these penny stocks, what I say is you're looking for that almost 10-to-1 return, because that's how a lot of times these penny stocks go. But that's just my outlook, right? You guys can always find what's your sweet spot and what makes sense in the mathematical advantage. Up next, you guys got, of course, Benzinga Live coming up next with AB, getting into, of course, some AI talk with Kaiju. Don't miss that. That's coming to start up right now. Like always, you guys hit the like if you guys enjoyed us here. We're going to always keep going for you guys. You guys do us a solid. Just smash the like button. Tell us that you guys enjoyed today's stream. We need to do more of this because this is going to keep us going and keep it absolutely free for you guys right here on YouTube, of course. That's going to do it for us. Up next, you guys got Benzinga Live. Don't go anywhere. This will take you right to it. Literally